Today I'm going to be decluttering my books. I'm going to go through my books and I'm also going to go through my little girls' books as well because I've got 7-year-old twins. I'm going to go around my home as well and just check, are there any other types of books like recipe books, magazines, any things like a dictionary or learning books like textbooks and things like that as well, and just declutter those as well. I find that decluttering things in categories works so well for me because I can just pick one subject and go around my whole home getting rid of those things instead of just standing in the middle of a room feeling so overwhelmed and not knowing where to start. I just find decluttering this way just makes decluttering so much more manageable. And if you need motivation and ideas for how to declutter your home, I'm making these videos into a series. So this is going to be my decluttering challenge series because I'm challenging myself to declutter my home as well. Although I have spent the last 2 years decluttering up to 85% of my home, and I'm living much more of a minimal lifestyle now, which is amazing. So my journey to minimalism has been slow, but it has been life-changing because I'm so passionate about it and I can see so many benefits to minimalism. That's why I want to keep decluttering and just keep getting rid of the things that I don't need or don't use. Okay, I've already decluttered a few of my books, but I know I've got a little box of books there that I hardly ever use or look at. So I'm going to go through this little box of books, and I'm also going to show you how I went through my little girls' books as well because I did that yesterday. So I will cut to that video and just explain a bit more about how I went through the process of getting rid of their books. Let's have a little look through these books and just see, would I ever read them again? Am I just keeping these for FOMO, which is the fear of missing out? So me feeling worried about missing out on the information that's in these books, which is a real thing. Honestly, I feel it, and I know a lot of people keep books for this reason. So I'm just going to have a little look through and think, when was the last time that I actually used this book? Like this book here, I keep using it. It's a textbook that I was given from a course that I did about 5 or 6 years ago, and I've never even looked in it. It is really interesting. It's got some amazing information inside, but I don't think I'm going to use it because my girls are nearly 8 now and I think I just don't really need it, to be honest. It is just parenting tips, so I'm going to get rid of that. There's also a little colouring book here, an adult colouring book that I had when I was pregnant. So I actually bought this to go into hospital with my girls and I've done about 2 pages. So I'm going to get rid of that as well. It is a lovely little book, so I'll probably donate that to one of my friends. I'm going to ask on Facebook. That's what I like to do, ask on Facebook. Does anyone want it? There's also this learning watercolour book, which, to be honest, I bought from another watercolour artist. But I don't ever use it. I never look at it. There are other ones that I prefer, so I'm going to sell that on Vinted. And then there's this one I bought for my son, so I think I've actually enjoyed reading some of this myself. He wasn't interested in it, but I do enjoy reading that. I'm halfway through reading this book here, so I'll keep that. There are a couple of little art books that I've kept, and they're like little brochures which I've already read through, so I'm actually gonna get rid of those. I'll get rid of those ones. This one I really like. There's loads of amazing information in that. Love that. That's my art book. That's my art book. And this is my Tropics product guide. I will leave a link to this skincare brand down below for you because if you buy through the link then I get a small commission. But honestly, I use all this skincare myself. It is absolutely amazing, and I use the makeup as well. It's all non-toxic, vegan, it's also cruelty free, and it's got the Leaping Bunny stamp on it as well. But I will keep that because I need it. But look, I've already made quite a bit of space in that box there. So what I did with getting rid of my little girls' books is I tried to keep in my head the fact that I wanted more space on the shelf, and that was my sole purpose for decluttering their books. I also wanted them to be able to have less choice to make as well, because sometimes if kids are given too much choice, they can get really overwhelmed. I wanted them to be able to pick their own books, so that's why I wanted a bit of space so they could move in between the books as well. And I went through their books and just had a look. Was there anything that was a little bit too babyish for them? Like, is there anything that is a little bit out of their age range? Were there any books that were overread and we were just bored of reading? Were there any books that just wasn't getting used enough? Like anything that's a bit boring, anything that's just a little bit too overwhelm me with the information, then I got rid of those as well. I'm also getting rid of this recipe book because I don't use it. I was actually gifted this, but to be honest, I don't do any baking, although the intention has always been there. I never ever do any baking, so I am gonna try to sell this on Vinted as well because it is a really beautiful book and practically brand new. I've only opened it once, but it is a beautiful book, but I just don't use it. And what is the point in clogging up my space in my home with things that I don't need and don't use as well? Have a little look around your home as well. If you've got any magazines that you're only keeping because you think you need to see the information in those books or magazines, you're not missing out on the information now, and you're not going to be missing out on the information in the future. You don't know what information is in there, so what is the difference? If you don't know the information in there, then how do you know what information is going to benefit you? Like, at the end of the day, most things and most information we can find on the internet anyway, or through YouTube videos like this. And that is how I consume information now, rather than reading magazines. So have a look around your home, see what you can find, be ruthless, have a think, can you donate these things? Can you recycle them? Can you give them to friends or family? Or can you sell them on as well? That is going to be a really good motivator for you to get rid of things. Good luck with decluttering your books today. Have a lovely rest of your day as well. If you're looking to declutter more stuff, I think you'll find this video really useful.